LA could really, really benefit from much smarter zoning. The smartest thing for the city to do would be to relax their standards on small lots and let people build denser developments on these small lots. The neighborhood is pretty dense, but even despite that, this is a complete anomaly. No one at the building department could even believe what they were seeing when I took this project down to get permitted. The width of the house is 15 feet, which is 5 meters. It's pretty unique. I decided I wanted a house, and it was just the cheapest house on the MLS. And it was probably half or even a third of the next cheapest house. So it was a really simple decision, just driven from necessity. There was an existing house here. The house was 350 square feet, plus or minus. I just bought it and moved in. But of course, being an architect, the first day I'm living here, I'm thinking of all the possibilities. It was always an exciting place to be, just because it's such an anomaly. The view down the street, I've never seen a view like that. Having the living room and all the traffic just driving straight towards you. Someone mentioned it was a bit like the High Line in New York, where you have those kind of street vistas looking right down the avenues. So it's unique in that regard too. The lot size is only 780 square feet. I couldn't have gotten fancy with the design if I wanted to, because it's built up to the property line on both sides, actually on the front as well. So it's built up to the property line on 3 sides. The house is the lot and the lot is the house. There's a complete kind of confusion over what is the lot. The design was driven completely by the lot. It's incredibly simple. It's just this extrusion that goes up, and I really wanted to maximize the interior spaces. That was the most important thing. Downstairs is completely open plan, so light coming in from all directions, which kind of helps it feel like a slightly bigger space, I think. So this is the open kitchen, as you can see. The reason it's sunken is so the kitchen can be in the same room as a living space, but it's sunken by about a foot, and it just kind of takes it down from your eye level. It kind of recedes a little bit from being a major presence in the room. The kitchen island, I kind of wanted to treat less of a kitchen cabinet and more of a sculptural objects. From this side, it looks pretty clean, like a credenza does. From the other side, you can just notice there's a dishwasher in there. So I want it to read as more of a piece of furniture than kitchen cabinetry. The floor level dropped down. It made the stairs work a little bit better. It removed 2 treads from the stair run, which actually means I have a slightly bigger kitchen. So little things like that. When I was designing this, everything is kind of measured in treads and inches, and you have to be so precise and kind of delicate about how everything relates to each other. Because, every inch, every half inch actually matters. So dining room's pretty compact, but it works. No dinner parties, unfortunately. I'd like to change that. The next thing I'd like to do here is put a dining room table on wheels, have some extra chairs downstairs, just so the whole thing can be pushed outside to make more room. But it's small, but it works. It's fine. So in the very back, there's a small garden right here, which opens up. In summertime, this window just stays completely open. Big avocado tree, which produces a lot of fruit, which the squirrels like. The designs. I always knew it was going to be a pretty simple box. So I just put the floors in to really warm the space up. The warm floors and the knots just kind of make the spaces feel a bit more inviting, I think. All the built-in shelving right here helps save a lot of space. And then everything else is designed by me, and the speakers I actually made myself. This chair I made, this table I made, the couch is my design, but someone made that for me. I tried to keep it open as much as possible, just so it didn't make the room feel smaller. I mean, if this was a solid wall and if it wasn't so floating, it would probably intrude into the space more than it does. So keeping it open like this really gives you the sense that the room extends kind of beyond this face of the stairs. Like the room kind of goes right to the very edge. So that was the reason for that. And what surprised me was the building inspector passed it. He didn't even look twice at it, which was kind of amazing, but I got lucky with that. So this back room is the bedroom. This light switch is mine too, which is just a touch sensitive dimmer, obviously taken from a jade plant. So I cast them from original plants. Basically, they're broken down into the components, so each leaf and the stem is a separate piece. They all get soldered together. It goes to the foundry. They cast it in bronze. They put a black patina on it, and then all you have to do is mount it to the wall with the touch-sensitive dimmer inside the wall. When I was designing this, I just really loved the idea of using solid doors for windows. And then obviously they have to be openable, so I had to add a safety rail outside. So they were never supposed to be little balconies, and they couldn't be legally at the front of the house because it's right on the property line. Because the outside of the house was painted such a dark color, I just wanted to bring some of that in. So I did the black on black design. It was a special kind of one-off. I have about 3 wallpaper patterns that I designed that I sell from time to time, and this is one of the designs. The closets in here are pretty small. They're definitely only big enough for one person. So bathroom. In terms of the design in here, it's just simple. I just wanted a really simple white space, the light coming in from overhead. No windows, just the skylight. No windows on both side walls of the house allowed per the building code. Because it is built on the property line, there's no openings whatsoever. So this is the only room in the house that has no windows. Well, it has a skylight. I guess you can call that a window, which is fine because, I mean, you don't really need windows in your bathroom anyway. I mean, it's simple, but it feels very nice in here, especially having a shower underneath the skylight. So this is the second bedroom, which obviously you'll see is the office. It's all squeezed in, but it works. Obviously, I love building models. This is 6 townhouses, which are actually using this house as a prototype. They're all very narrow. They're a little bit wider than this house, but pretty much the same layout. All the same ideas behind this house went into those. I work a lot with small budgets. So, I mean, this house I'm in now was, I think, about $120,000 was the total budget. One thing that I really wanted to achieve was just to make it feel like kind of a normal house. So that was the number one thing. I just wanted to make it feel like it wasn't tiny.